Welcome back to the ClassFlo tutorial series. In this video, we'll be discussing the autofill feature and its constraints. Now, let's talk about the real powerhouse, the autofill tab. This is where you set up rules and let ClassFlo automatically schedule multiple classes at once. Click on the autofill tab in the helper sidebar. At the top, you'll see two big cards, single day mode and weekly mode. Single day mode is designed for dates mode. It places all of your selected classes on the currently selected day, great for filling a specific date. Weekly mode is optimized for template mode. It creates a repeating weekly template. This is what you'll use most often for building your course schedule. If you switch back to single day mode, you'll see some helpful quick actions. Apply constraints from previous day. If you've run autofill before, this reuses those same settings. Super handy when you're filling similar days. But for now, let's stay in weekly mode. First, you need to tell autofill which classes to work with. Select on Select Classes to expand that section. You'll see a summary at the top. How many classes are available for autofill in this mode? Below that are utility buttons. Select All grabs everything. Clear All deselects everything. And there's a checkbox for Include Already Placed, if you want autofill to consider classes that are already on the calendar. You can also filter by style or by teacher. If you only want to schedule ballet classes right now, filter by style and pick ballet. The list updates to show only ballet classes. Check the boxes next to the classes you want autofill to schedule. You'll see the count update at the top. Now here's where it gets powerful. You can set rules for how and where these classes can be placed. Let's walk through the main constraint types. You have per class occurrences. This is where you say Ballet 2 should run 3 times per week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Click the plus add rule button and the modal opens. Select a class from the dropdown, let's say Ballet 2. Now you'll see buttons for each day of the week. Click Monday to turn it on. You'll see a little counter. By default, it's 1x. Want Ballet 2 twice on Monday? Click the plus button to make it 2x. Click Wednesday, that's 1x. Click Friday, that's 1x. At the bottom, you'll see a live summary. Selection preview, Monday, 2x, Wednesday, 1x, and Friday, 1x. Total, 4x. Click Add to List. Your rule gets queued in a sidebar on the right. You can keep adding rules for other classes without closing the modal. Once you're done, click Assign All at the bottom. Back in the main view, you'll see your occurrence rule listed. You can toggle it on or off, edit it, or delete it anytime. The next one is time windows. This lets you say classes can only start between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m., or whatever window you need. Click Add Time Rule. Choose which classes this applies to, all classes, specific styles, specific teachers, or individual classes. Then set the earliest start time and latest start time. Save it, and it shows up in the list. Next is day restrictions. This is where you say jazz classes can only run on Tuesday and Thursday. This can act as a standalone constraint for your jazz classes, or you can daisy chain constraints for a particular class or classes to narrow in how and where you want your classes scheduled throughout the week. Click Add Day Rule, choose who it applies to, then select the allowed days by clicking Day Chips. Save it. The next is teacher availability. Maybe Miss Sarah is only available Monday through Thursday. Click Manage Teacher Availability. A modal opens showing all of your teachers. For each one, you'll see their name and 7 small day buttons, Sunday through Saturday. Click days to toggle them on or off. Active days have a colored background. There are also all and none buttons for quick setup. This tells autofill not to schedule Miss Sarah on days she's not available. Next is class schedule days. This is more explicit than occurrences. Instead of saying 3 times per week, you're saying Ballet 2 must be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday specifically. Click Add Day Assignment. Select a class, then check the weekdays. You can use preset buttons like weekdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, weekends, or every day for quick setup. Click Add to List, then Assign All when done. Next is room preferences. This controls which rooms classes can use. There are 3 modes. Only, this class can only go in these rooms. Exclude, this class can go anywhere except these rooms. And Prefer, prefers these rooms but can go elsewhere if needed. Click Add Room Rule, choose your mode, select which classes it applies to, and pick the rooms. Save it. Next is Gap Management. At the bottom, you'll see Gap Management. This controls breaks for teachers. Teacher break time, set this to 15 minutes if you want teachers to have at least 15 minutes between classes. Prefer back-to-back scheduling? Toggle this on if you want teachers' classes grouped together, or off if you want them spread out. All right, you've selected your classes and set your constraints. Time to run it. At the top of the Autofill tab, click Run Autofill. For complex constraints, it might take a few seconds for the app to solve your scheduling puzzle, but typically results show up instantly. When it's done, you'll see a results view with a success banner telling you how many classes were placed versus how many it attempted. Below that, you'll see the successful placements, a list of every class that got scheduled, showing the day, time, room, and a checkmark saying meets all constraints. If any classes couldn't be placed, you'll see a failed placements list with reasons and suggestions for each one. Now, you've got three options. Apply to calendar. This adds all the successful placements to your calendar. Revise constraints. Maybe constraints were too restrictive. Click this to go back, adjust your rules, and run it again. Cancel clears everything and starts over. Let's say you're happy. Click Apply to Calendar. Just like that, all those classes appear on your schedule, perfectly placed according to your rules. Here's the key. You can stack constraints together. A single class can have specific days it must run, a time window for when it can start, room restrictions, occurrence rules, and teacher availability all at once. Autofill looks at all of the constraints and only places classes where everything lines up. That's why it's so powerful. By the way, if you ever forget what a constraint does, click that Help button at the top of the sidebar. It opens the Autofill Constraints Guide with detailed explanations of every constraint type. Well, that just about wraps it up for the autofill section. Next, we're going to talk about conflict detection.